Good morning, students. Today we have to start our Gauss theorem, and which is very interesting topic, you might say. Okay, but before that we should know what is area vector. So area, before we have studied that area is a scalar quantity, but for in some cases we have to use it as a vector quantity. Now what we will do, we will take a closed surface, and closed surface means it can be regular surface also and it can be regular surface also. For irregular surface or any surface, you will divide that surface into very small elements. Okay, when you will divide it in small element, that small element will behave as a plane surface. Okay, जब आप उसे बहुत छोटे छोटे एलिमेंट्स में डिवाइड करेंगे तो वो एक प्लेन सरफेस की तरह बिहेव करने वाला है. And that plane surface will have its orientation at the center. Hence we have taken its area vector along its normal. It's a very important point to understand. Okay, planar surface has its orientation at the center, hence we have taken its area vector along its normal. Okay, now the formula for that is del s vector is equals to n cap multiplied by del s magnitude. Okay, now this one, here we have line charge density. It means if you have a line charge, this how, and if you need to calculate the density at that point, so we will denote it by lambda per unit length, which will be equals to charge. ओके जितनी वहाँ डेंसिटी होगी पर यूनिट लेंथ, तो वो चार्ज ही तो होगी ना. डेंसिटी होगी किसकी वजह से? चार्ज की वजह से. सो द लैम्डा पर यूनिट लेंथ विल बी इज इक्वल्स टू चार्ज. Similarly, for the surface which is denoted, density is denoted by sigma, which will be equals to Q is equals to sigma s, and for the volume it is denoted by rho, which is equals to Q is equals to rho V. Okay. Topic is electric flux. So electric flux means the number of field lines which can pass through any area. Okay, since if we have the surface, so the number of electric field lines which can pass through the surface is known as electric flux, and which is denoted by phi, which will be equals to the electric field lines multiplied by the area E del S. Okay, now we have two cases. In this case, if we have this surface, the unit vector, okay, unit vector we have discussed, the unit vector which is perpendicular to the surface is in the same direction of the electric field, in which angle between them will be 0. So the formula for this part will be E del S, phi is equals to. But in another case, if the unit vector makes an angle of theta with the electric field, in this case the formula will be phi is equals to E del S cos theta. Okay, and now this one is we can see. Now here if we have this integration sign, and this circle over here will show that the surface is closed surface. Okay, it is not the open surface, it is a closed surface. If we have the closed surface, then we have to use the circle over this integration. Okay, this is all about electric flux. Wait, and it is also a scalar quantity, and SI unit is Newton meter square plus per coulomb. Okay, our next topic is Gauss theorem. Now the Gauss theorem says that if we have a closed surface which is placed in the vacuum, okay, which is placed in the vacuum and closing a volume V, it means it is of volume V, the electric field of lines passing through it will be is equals to 1 upon epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by it, is known as Gauss theorem. Okay, why it depends upon this epsilon naught. It is absolute permittivity. Permittivity means अभी surface आपके पास है. Okay, तो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड लाइन्स इसमें से पास होके जा रही है, वो ठीक है, बट इस मीडियम पर भी तो डिपेंड करेगा, सॉरी इसके सरफेस पर भी तो डिपेंड करेगा कि वो कितनी इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड ऑफ लाइन पास करा सकता है. दैट इज एप्सिलॉन नॉट. सो इट डिपेंड अपॉन द बोथ, that is charge also and epsilon naught, that the surface material also. Okay, and the charge at every point in the Gauss theorem, in the Gauss surface will be same. Okay. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to prove the Coulomb's law from Gauss theorem. To prove the Coulomb's law from Gauss theorem, we have to derive this equation. F is equals to Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R square. And what is Gauss theorem? Phi is equals to E dot del S is equals to Q upon epsilon naught. Now what we will have a closed surface. A positive charged source is present at the center. Since this is positive charge source, the electric field will be in outward perpendicular to it. Now we will take the small area element here, small surface ds, and the area vector will be also outward or perpendicular to it. Now the distance between, and this is r vector. Okay, now the formula we have to use is this one, E dot ds is equals to Q upon epsilon naught. E dot ds means E ds cos theta is equals to Q upon epsilon naught. For the cos theta, since they both are in the same direction, okay, if they are in both direction, then theta will be is equals to 0, which will be is equals to E closed surface ds is equals to Q upon epsilon naught. Okay, and ds is the surface area for this, and the surface area of the sphere is 4 pi r square is equals to Q upon epsilon naught, and E is equals to Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square. This is E. And what we need to calculate? Force. And the force will be is equals to F is equals to E multiplied by Q naught, test charge. F is equals to Q naught upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square, and that is very important that you have derived the Coulomb's law from the Gauss theorem. And one more thing, in the Gauss theorem, at every point the charge is symmetric, that is same. Okay, now our next topic is field due to an infinitely long, straight, uniformly charged wire. Now what does it mean? We will have a long infinitely charged wire, long infinitely charged wire. ठीक है, infinity means plus infinite to minus infinite here. If we taken it at positive charge, you can take it negative also. Since it is of positive charge, then the electric field will be in outward in nature on the both side here. Okay, electric field is in outward in nature, so you have to calculate the field. So you cannot calculate just because of this line charge only. We need a surface also. ठीक है, अगर आपको फील्ड कैलकुलेट करनी है इस लाइन चार्ज से, तो आप लाइन चार्ज की हेल्प से तो फील्ड नहीं कैलकुलेट कर पाओगे. आपको कोई ना कोई क्लोज सरफेस चाहिए जिसकी वजह से आप ये बता सकते हो कि इस क्लोज सरफेस में कितनी फील्ड है. तो एक लाइन चार्ज को जब आप रोटेट करते हो, व्हेन यू रोटेट ए लाइन चार्ज, तो व्हाट यू विल गेट ए सिलेंडर देयर. ओके, बट द कंडीशन देयर इज, आपको एक ऐसी सरफेस चाहिए जहाँ पर हर एक पॉइंट पे जो चार्ज रहे वो सिमेट्रिक रहे. एट एवरी पॉइंट द चार्ज मस्ट बी सिमेट्रिक. ठीक है, सेम रहना चाहिए. तो इसलिए हमने कौन सी सरफेस एज्यूम की? वी हैव एज्यूम्ड अ सरफेस, वी हैव नॉट एज्यूम, वी हैव टेकन अ गॉसियन सरफेस देयर, दैट इज cylindrical in shape. Okay, now we have drawn a cylinder here. This is here. Okay, now we have to take three surface. A smaller element, this one is your first surface, and next this is your second surface, and here this is your third surface. Here electric field is in outward direction, and area vector for this will be also in outward direction. Here electric field in this direction, and area vector will be perpendicular to it, it will be in this direction. Same here, area vector will be in upward direction, okay, and electric field will be in this direction. Okay, this is the diagram. Now we have three cases. So this is your first case, this is your second case, and this is your third case. For these three cases, we will calculate the electric field. So the phi is equals to, electric field lines is equals to due to the first surface E dot ds plus due to the second surface E dot ds plus third due to the third surface. Okay, E dot ds means E ds cos theta. Okay, for here it will come E ds cos theta. Here the angle is E ds cos 90 and cos 90 which is equals to 0. So the electric field at the first part will be is equals to 0. Similarly for the third part, so the formula is E ds cos theta here, this one, and cos, it makes an angle of 90 degree between E and N. So we will write here E ds cos 90 which is also equals to 0. But for this case here the electric field is E ds cos theta, same. Okay, what's the angle between them? 0. So E ds cos 0 and cos 0 is equals to 1. So the phi, it will also be equals to 0. So the electric field line will be just because of this area element. Now the form, it will become E integration ds. Now what's the area, what's the surface for this? E multiplied by 2 pi rl phi. Okay, now line charge we have taken. So what's the line charge density here? Line charge density will be is equals to Q is equals to lambda L. So this is your first case. Okay, now the next case is phi is equals to Q upon epsilon naught. By using first and second second equation, we can say that E multiplied by 2 pi RL is equals to Q upon epsilon naught. Now what's the value of Q? Q is equals to lambda L for the line charge. Now E will be is equals to lambda up L by L cancel upon 2 pi r epsilon naught, that is electric field due to the line charge. Okay, our next topic is electric field intensity due to a uniformly charged spherical shell. Okay, what we will do, we will take a sphere here at origin O and the radius of this sphere is capital R. We need to calculate the electric field intensity at a point P which is outside the surface. So at point P we need to calculate that we need a surface which have the same electric intensity. ओके जब हर जगह इलेक्ट्रिक इंटेंसिटी सेम होगी तभी तो आप इसकी फील्ड कैलकुलेट कर पाएंगे एट पॉइंट पी. Okay, for that we will have the Gaussian surface here. So we will take a Gaussian surface over here which have the same electric intensity at every point. Okay, हर एक पॉइंट पे इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इंटेंसिटी सेम होगी. तो आप चाहो यहाँ कैलकुलेट करो, आप चाहे यहाँ कैलकुलेट करो, हर एक पॉइंट पे इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इंटेंसिटी सेम रहने वाली इस गॉसियन सरफेस पर. ओके, विच इज एट ए डिस्टेंस आर. दिस इज फेयर. Now electric field intensity due to this will be outward, since because we have the positive charge source and we have taken a small ds, small area here which have a unit vector which is also in outward and perpendicular to it. Okay, now what we need to calculate electric field intensity here. What's the value for here? Now according to the Gauss theorem we have E dot ds is equals to Q upon epsilon naught. E dot ds means it will come E ds cos theta and theta will be is equals to 0 since they both are in the, since the angle between them and an E is 0. Now E will come outside and integration ds is equals to Q upon epsilon naught. The ds is the area for this sphere and the value for that will be 4 pi r square. Now the E will be is equals to Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught into r square. This is the electric field outside the shell. Now electric field intensity at the surface of the shell we need to calculate. Okay, what's electric field intensity we have calculated outside? It was E is equals to Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught small r square at any point P outside the sphere. Okay, now here At the surface we need to calculate, so we will write here q upon 4 pi epsilon naught capital R square. Okay, this is your first equation. Now for the second, as we all know, surface charge density q is equals to sigma s. Now what is s? 4 pi R square. This is your second equation. Now placing the second equation in first, so we will get E is equals to sigma 4 pi R square 4 pi epsilon naught R square 4 pi R square. E is equals to sigma upon epsilon naught. This is the electric field intensity at the surface of any shell. Okay, then last topic for this shell is electric field intensity we need to calculate inside the shell. See, inside the shell now there is no charge enclosed inside the Gaussian surface. Just remember one thing, okay? Inside the Gaussian surface there is no charge. Okay, all the charge at the Gaussian surface resides outside the surface. मतलब अंदर Gaussian surface के कोई चार्ज नहीं होता. सारा का सारा चार्ज आपके उस Gaussian surface के outside रिसाइड करता है. जैसे ये अगर एक Gaussian surface है तो इसके बाहर सारा चार्ज होगा. तो it means inside the shell there is no charge. If no charge is there, then electric field will also be equals to 0 inside the shell.